Hey, it's your girlfriend Bevy back with another video. I wasn't planning to make a video about this before, but I watched someone, her name is Tanya. I love her because she's all about self-love. Um and I'm big on loving yourself, and she gets into all kinds of viral videos and different conversations and topics. And of course, some of those topics are traumatic or toxic, but at the end of the day, she wants folks to learn from like what they're seeing and reflect on how that involves self-love and what you should learn. So the other day, she made this video about this individual who I am not going to name, I'm not going to tag, I am not going to involve in this in any way, shape, or form. If you need to know more about this weird person, feel free to go check her videos out. But anyway, um, the reason I decided to make this video is because I am tired of my beautiful Black queens feeling as though everyone is an ally who says something nice about Black women. That's just not true. Um, it's it's a shame that Black women are vulnerable in this way, but it's understandable because there's been so much derogatory statements and information that has been sent our way over, hundreds of years at this point. So when we hear something positive about us from, various sources, we're like super touched and overly touched. And um, when you're starved for compliments, it's very easy to fall in love with what you hear. Well, women, and women fall in love with what they hear anyway. There's science behind this, but Black women definitely fall hard in love when they hear compliments. But I need Black women to use their discernment and to understand that just because someone from somewhere compliments you, it does not mean that they are your friend. All skin folk are not kinfolk. This is just facts. We know this. People in the Black community can be, certain people can be very dangerous. They can do things that are detrimental to your health, and they are not your friend. So we know this, yet once again, when someone comes along and seems like they love us or they like us or they're defending us, suddenly we feel like we have to be their best friend and greatest supporters. And I want you to use your discernment as a Black woman and be very careful of who you support. I feel like we need to support each other more, for sure, because more often than not, we're going to have our own best interests at heart, and we're going to have that, understanding. But when it's someone who is not, you know, uh, really being genuine, your efforts are wasted. You have to wise up. There's so many Black women who I have seen be used. They're used as mouthpieces. They're used as bodyguards or body armor, quite literally, because there's this inner strength in which some black women will use to fight and defend other people. But like, we need all the defense we can get, because everywhere we go, every time we turn around, there's someone who we thought was an ally or a friend who is not. This individual who so many people thought was on the side of Black women, when this person it's insane. Tanya made several videos about this. I know people are like, well, why is she making all these videos? Why is she talking about this? Because it was someone she thought was an ally and who she, had on her show and discussed. And she didn't realize that he couldn't be more like an enemy at all. If you actually look at what he does, he is a fraud. Everything about this guy is fraudulent. He pretended to be a war veteran, And he was brought up on fraud charges. He's known to make fake documents, and he does that stuff apparently on his channel and makes all these fake documents and creates all this fake media, in regards to certain topics. If you actually, it's all public information on Google. We really have to make Google our best friend and Google everybody, because, before we start supporting people with our actions and with our finances, because I'm sure Black women were giving him money or were planning to give him money. Eventually, it's nothing. Like, it's very quick and easy for someone to like give somebody, drop a Cash App, give somebody a little PayPal or something, because you want to support them on what they're doing, because it seems like they support you. But spend your coins where it's worth spending. I'm sorry. This guy is an absolute buffoon. It's embarrassing. The things he's done, the things he said. I watched him do a whole video wearing a uniform. God knows where he got that uniform from, pretending to be a veteran, talking about how, and I didn't watch it on his channel because I don't support weirdos I dislike. Like, I just can't. I can't support people I dislike, I don't trust. I don't go over and give them the view, because the view is a view. I give views to people I like. So I watch his stuff through Tanya, but it's bizarre. He had on a uniform and was making up a whole story. And he stutters quite a bit. And I feel like he stutters a lot because he lies a lot. He's actually not the best liar. When I watched him talking to Tanya specifically, I was unnerved because like his face never changes. And I know I'm a very expressive person and, I wear my emotions on my face, but he just seems stone cold. He never laughed. He never smiled. He seems so miserable. And to me, that's very telling about the kind of person I'm dealing with. I do look at like body language, and to me, his was off to begin with. And at first I was hearing what he was saying. I'm like, okay, well, I don't really see the problem with this. I don't see what the big issue is, because it all started with, his daughters wanting a doll that looks like them, and they're multi-ethnic. And I'm like, okay, I'm multi-ethnic. I can understand this. But at the same time, I'm like, yeah, but I'm multi-ethnic. So I also did not have a problem playing with white dolls or Black dolls when I grew up. I grew up in a multi-ethnic household. So it wasn't like someone was forcing me either way, but I play with both. I got both as gifts. So it's not like, oh, I must have a multi-ethnic looking doll. And to me, my first instinct was like, the reason your daughters are saying that is probably because that's what you say, because you have a thing with your ethnicity and you want to keep reminding people that you're biracial. And, I understand not fitting into either ethnicity when you're two ethnicities. I'm actually three. It is what it is. I don't lead with that. I don't really talk about it because at the end of the day, I'm Black. I love my African culture. Period, point blank. I'm multi-ethnic. I'll talk about the rest of it. I love all of my culture, but, I'm not running from being Black, which is what I feel like him and some of the weird people he talks to are trying to do. I don't know what that's about, but at the same time, I do, because, some people wish they were not Black. That's just the facts, because it's a difficult burden to bear. It's burdensome. It's cumbersome. It's problematic. It's difficult. It's not easy. And they would rather align themselves with what's easier, which is not Black. Let's keep it 100 here. So, but at the same time, like I said, I'm like, I feel like your kids are saying that because that's what you keep saying. You keep trying to make this line between you and Black. I don't feel like you're putting this line between you and white so much, but for sure you're doing it between you and Black. And perhaps that's why they're saying they would like dolls that look like them, especially because it's possible. When I was growing up, there wasn't a lot of diversity with dolls. There were some Black dolls occasionally. My favorite Black doll I had was called Kenya. She was such a cute doll. And she was African based. So I absolutely love that doll. But I love my Barbies and everything else too. So I just thought that was odd. Like that never occurred to me. Like, oh, it got to be a doll that looked like me. Like at 5, at 7, at 9, that's not where my mind was at all. I never thought it was bad to be Black or bad to be white or bad to be anything. I thought, I'm just me. It's great to be me, and it's great to be multi-ethnic or whatever I so happen to be. It's great to be black and whatever else I mix with great. So this weird distinction where it's like the separatist behavior. I got to separate myself from these other people is what I'm seeing with him and whatever weird group he was talking to. And then I also found it perplexing that he was in a group of biracial women. What you doing there, bruh? Why are you in this group with a bunch of biracial women when you say you don't care for them, you're not a fan of them, and that your wife is, a fully black woman, and that's what you prefer? Pardon me as I take a sip of my tea because it's still a tea and talk. I just did not make this tea and it got some lemonade in it. But anyway, but what are you doing in that group? You have a black wife who's fully black. So shouldn't you be in groups where there's black folk, fully black folk, or black women or whatever, since you like it so much? I just thought that was perplexing too. And I'm like, are you there because you wish they wanted you? Like, and then here comes some video evidence where when he posts up women, they all look like me or lighter. They all look multi-ethnic. It's very clear that, and I didn't see not one chocolate woman, which is what he claims. He claims his wife has darker skin and is chocolate and this, that, and the other. And, he's not the palest multi-ethnic man either. So he mentioned that his daughters were much lighter than him. And I'm like, okay, it's possible for, the grandparents' genes to come through your children. And I'm still not sure why that matters, but okay. Like that, just some of the things that he said to me came off as like red flags. As I'm listening to him, I never knew this guy prior to Tanya. Glad I didn't have no plans to get to know him or any of these other weirdos I hear about on her channel. It's all really through her that I even know of their existence, because on my YouTube channel, let me tell you something. I barely have men. I noticed this the other day. I said, you know what? I barely have men on here. I don't listen to men like that. And I am all the happier for it. I'm sorry, but men have an objective. Men have a reason. Men have some sort of motivation for what they're doing. So when they go out of their way to talk to women, I side-eye that. You need to talk to each other because men need help. Men need the help of men who have their stuff together. These single men out here who are looking for guidance when it comes to relationships and whatnot, they need healthy married men to talk to them. Why are you talking to me? Right? What do you want from me? I'm a woman. Why are you talking to me? Especially if you're supposedly a happily married man. What we got to talk about? Where's your wife? I have couples. I will watch couples. And that, to me, that's completely different. And usually I'm not going to lie to you. I, in my mind, am besties with the women because that's who I align with. So it's just weird to me when I hear guys talking to women. There's an objective. There's some sort of motivation for them to be doing what they're doing. And it is quite frequently not what you think. So, I realized I only have a few, and it's not guys who are talking to women. I have like 2 chefs. I think one's black and one's white. I'm not even sure if one of them, likes women or not, but it doesn't matter. I watch him for the food. And the other guys are workout guys. I'm watching their workouts. That's it. I'm watching their workouts and doing the workouts myself. Like I have YouTube people I watch for all these amazing workouts. There's some wonderful workouts on here, y'all. But of course I watch women, but I have a couple of guys who have workouts that are basically things I know I can do. They're not all doing a bunch of like heavy weightlifting and other things that, are not my area of strength. I love cardio. So I'm always like watching all these different people do cardio. But the point I'm trying to make is I don't want to listen to these dudes going on and on and on, talking to women and preaching to women. No, y'all need to talk to each other and leave us out of it anyway. But I feel like they're always doing something to gear towards women. And I felt like he was in that group because he wanted to be loved and accepted by biracial women. And I guess he couldn't get one. So he felt some type of way. And that's why it turned into like this huge thing where it was arguments. I don't know. It's perplexing and very weird. But he insulted them in reference to black women. So, because again, remember, there's a separatist thing. There's this line that they're all trying to create. And so he's trying to say it ain't no line. You just like the modern black women. I'm like, oh, I hate those statements. I hate those blanket statements. I hate all of that. It's so very annoying. It comes from what these people call the manosphere red pill. I don't watch these people, like I said, on my own. If I know anything about them, it's through people I do watch. And it's just so I could laugh. Because honey, I can't tell you how many times I laugh at these people. These people are so strange and perplexing and confusing. And what do you mean by modern black women? And you said that as if it's an insult, and you insulted them because remember, they're trying to separate themselves from people of color like you are. So you said that because you want to say you're just like, you ain't no better than no black woman. You just like a black woman. Huh? That sounds very derogatory to me, but aren't you in love with and married to a fully black woman? So what's the issue you really got with black women, right? So the point of that is some of these people will come to use you for your attention, your time, your love, your money. They're coming to use you. Like he using his wife or whatever, if you were dishonorably discharged and you're fraudulent and you have a felony type of a criminal record, it's not going to be the easiest thing in the world for you to find work. So I'm willing, and he keeps talking about his wife's career, so I can figure out why he got with who he got with. He needed somebody to take care of him because he don't got it together. Okay, yeah. So that explains that. That's my point. Some men will get with women to use them for a specific purpose. Not every man's getting married for no love. Some of them are getting married to use, for whatever purpose, be it emotional, financial, physical intimacy, whatever. There's a variety of reasons, but we have to stop assuming it's love, and we have to stop assuming just because a man says he's dating, having sex with, or marrying a black woman, that it means he's pro-black woman, that it means he supports and loves black women collectively, that it means he would defend till the end black women collectively, because that's not what that usually means. It's just not. Some of the time there are some men I know who, yes, they really do. They really love black women collectively and will defend black women collectively. But many times that is not the case. And you need to use your discernment as a woman. You need to, you use your mental capacity because, black women are smart. We have to be smart to survive in this world. So use your intelligence, love yourself, have some confidence about yourself, self-love. Love on you so you're not vulnerable to these types of attacks, so you can look beyond the superficial and what someone is chattering about. Like what someone is saying. No, look beyond this and see more. Look past words, because words don't mean a thing without action behind it. Someone can say anything. That's why self-love is so key, because someone could tell you, you're unattractive or you're a fool, your personality is bad. They could tell you anything. And if you don't love yourself, you're going to believe it. You're going to buy into it. Reject all of that. I do it all the time. I reject that. I do not accept that. That's not true. I know who I am. I know what I have to offer. I love myself, period. And no one can come in and destroy that. And I want that for you all. I don't want you to waste your time supporting all these buffoons and clowns, because I certainly don't. You have to prove what you're saying over time through actions beyond what you say for me before I'll support. So I highly recommend that that's what black women do. Uplift and support each other. Uplift and support and love yourself. Stop listening to these pandering comments and, falling in love with lies. What's that man's actions? What is he physically doing to show that what he's saying is true? This man talking about he love a black woman. I ain't seen a post with her yet. Where are your wedding pictures? And I don't even think they were married. I didn't get through Tanya's whole second video, but it sounds like they're not even really married. But that's the point I'm trying to make. Like, look at the actions. Where are his actions that he loves black women? He's running around in biracial groups, talking to non-black women. Why? How does that benefit your black family, your black wife? It makes no sense. And I didn't even understand the purpose of the video at first. I'm like, why is he making a video about this? This is not a big deal. I kept saying that, like, but He is the problem. He is very toxic. Just stop supporting these people who are pandering to you and telling you what you want to hear. Hang on. Look at their actions. Make sure their actions and their words align. Do some research on some of these people for sure before you come out your pocket, honey. Because there was a whole chef who is married to a non-black woman who said all sorts of derogatory things about chocolate women. Oh, she would look better if her skin was white or light or whatever. And I'm sure there were some black women along the way who made the mistake of supporting that, of supporting him. You didn't know you were supporting that, but that's what you were supporting because that's really what he thought. But if y'all had done some research and hung on, used some discernment and held on to your coins, you wouldn't have wasted your money. Support those who support you. So, yeah, that I'm not going to keep on ranting over this, that's really what I need you to understand. Just because someone is married to, dating, sleeping with a black woman, it does not mean that they're a pro-black woman. It does not mean that they support you and your issues in this life. It does not mean that they really have your back. So use your discernment, be careful, look at actions, and consistency. If someone is supportive of you, you're going to consistently see that in real life. And it's the same with, these content creators, these celebrities who are out here acting and doing music and they're selling things that you're going to pay for out of your pocket. Look for the consistency to see if they're consistently doing what they say they're going to do. Look, they have to consistently say the same thing and their actions follow it for it to be true. So, I love you, beautiful black queens. I'm saying this with love and with support and with gentleness because I want you to have your own back because that's what we need to do. That's it. Subscribe, like, share. Bye. Have a good one.